Live from the City of Angels, it's Thursday night. The box office preview show is underway. One of my favorite songs of all time, Tears for Fears. Everybody wants to rule the world. Featured tonight in our live MMT of Marty Supreme. It's finally here if you live in New York or LA. The rest of you have to wait a week. I'll tell you whether you should see it or not in moments. Also, we're going to have a live trailer reaction for Avengers Doomsday, the teaser that I caught when I snuck into the pre-show for Avatar Fire and Ash. I'm not going to see Avatar anytime soon, so don't even ask. I have no interest. Maybe over the Christmas break. But let's get the reaction out of theater here tonight. And you can see I look excited because I am. Listen, if Timothee Chalamet does not win Best Actor for his performance in Marty Supreme, it's time to disband the Oscars. I mean, you could argue it was time to disband them years ago when Everything Everywhere swept, and of course last year with Anora. But this will be unforgivable should Mr. Chalamet not take the Oscar coming up here in a few months, because this is a lights out performance by Timmy. It's perfect for him, because when I met Timothee Chalamet at Critics' Choice a number of years ago, I was kind of astounded at how much energy this guy had. He just was popping, right? He just was alive. And finally, with this film here tonight, I think you have the perfect match of actor to role, and he smashes it, hence the perfect title, The Smashing Machine. Our MMTE of Marty Supreme starts now, as always, live from the City of Angels. Here comes a taste of the film, and then we'll get into it here on this Thursday night. Thanks for being here live on MMT.
You have any idea what we've been through today?
Boy. It's Marty Supreme. Yes! Not Marty Normal. It's an original guy.
You sound like a child.
Clearly I'm old enough.
We believe in you.
And listen, I'm telling you, this is a role that was written specifically for Chalamet, and credit goes to Josh Safdie, who clearly has shown here tonight with this film that he possesses all of the talent in the Safdie Bros combination, because this film wipes the floor with The Smashing Machine. No doubt whatsoever. When you look at the strengths of this film, you're talking about Josh Safdie's direction, the aesthetic, very good timey, and you can see in that trailer and throughout this film, it kind of feels like Good Time, only expanded with a much bigger budget. Now, the budget rumored to be here around $90 million, but I'll tell you what, the film, for a period piece, it looks really good. Okay, shot on film. You've got all of what you go to the movies to see when you're looking for cinema. So that is here. And again, we go back to Chalamet, who previously his best work was last year with The Complete Unknown. But here, he's allowed to be the bigger version of Chalamet that he is in real life. From my experience being around him, you feel that this is the perfect fit. I mean, the film starts with him as being a shoe salesman, and if this were Chalamet walking in to figure out which shoe, the dude brought out the perfect one for Timothee Chalamet to show off everything that he has learned in his numerous years now in so many roles. This is the culmination of all of that work and then being able to exhibit it in a manic kind of thing, right? Very much like A Good Time, Uncut Gems. And then you get the actor fitting the director, and you get one of the best films of the year. Now, is it my best film of the year? I'm going to have to say no at this point. Now, let me tell you why. Because I think that from a directorial standpoint, the discipline is lacking here from Josh Safdie. Now, I know I just heaped a ton of praise on this film, but when we get into this film about an hour in or so, you're going to start to feel that this film is running long. We're getting scenes that need to be compressed, and that gets back to this screenplay expanse. There's so much going on here that as I often say with so many of these films, we need to bring things in, rein it in, get rid of some characters, some scenes, and really just compress everything. And you're going to end up with a film that comes in at closer to 2 hours than 2.5 hours. You feel that runtime. And that gets back to the lack of directorial discipline, having the self-restraint to say, maybe we don't need this, maybe this is going on too long, and then that comes back to get you when you have that screenplay that does too much, right? You understand how these things work in conjunction with one another. And that's where the weaknesses of Marty Supreme are felt, is in the extra of this film. I want less. It's literally in every evaluation I have. I wish more directors understood the importance of restraint. And here, I just feel that Josh could have been self-editing better than he does. You get that OPN score again, like you did in Uncut Gems, in Good Time, and it works. It's one of the best scores of the year. I saw this tonight in Prime, which is AMC's subwoofer in the seats location, and it's one of my favorite theaters in all of Los Angeles. So that was a win for me tonight. I recommend you see this film in a theater with booming sound, because you have that score and you also have the music usage such as Tears for Fears, Peter Gabriel, New Order, a lot of really good stuff in this film. All in all, I'm at 91% here tonight. That is very high, but if we brought this in at 2 hours and we showed some of that discipline to be tighter, we're going to be closer to 95 or higher. You're looking at the best actor of 2025 in Timothee Chalamet. There is no doubt, no argument. There's no debate. It is done. He is winning Oscar, and this is one of the best films of the year. Now, you're asking me how would I fix it, because I like to offer an MMT fix when I see something that could benefit from a note. Well, the note is what I've been drilling down on here for the past several minutes. A screenplay compression to bring this in at 2 hours and not 2.5. It's not just Josh's fault. It's every director's fault these days. We just don't have executives in positions of power, right? At an A24 for sure. At a Neon. We don't have a Harvey Weinstein-esque mentality. Now, you're all going to lose your shit if you've never watched MMT before. I've talked about Harvey Weinstein. Not the abhorrent garbage person that he was, but the ability to get directors to say, let's make this as lean as possible. He was very good at that. We are lacking that skill in Hollywood. I don't know if it's a lack of cojones. I don't know what it is, but if you put me in a position of power, I promise you I'm going to get this shit under control. We need more people who are able to do that with these directors. I've said it so often. Just because you shot something, just because you wrote something doesn't mean it has to be in the movie. We need to have a discussion about what has to be there versus what you want to be there with what shouldn't be there. These things must be discussed, and I really believe that these conversations are not being held with these directors, and we are paying a price. Now, I'm at a 91%. That is very high score here at MMT. So obviously it's a high recommend, but you're gonna see some of the cracks over the long haul of this film. But again, in a year that's been very weak, it is without question in the top 10 of 2025, possibly likely the top 5 of top 25 for me when you look at all said and done here in just a couple of weeks, because virtually everything else is in. I've seen it. We are essentially done with the films that matter here in 2025 on MMT. So I think that we are looking at a top 5, certainly a top 10 film in this film. And I think the other thing we've got to talk about here tonight, I'll get some comments. As always, this is live. I was just at AMC moments ago, had myself a Coors Light with Scott Menzel, and he agrees with me. I mean, he saw the film a few weeks back, and he said, you're going to see it. Well, I see it. It's very much right there for you, and you'll see it next week when it expands beyond New York and L.A. Now, why am I bringing up the fact that it is only New York and LA? Because it's going to be so big this weekend. Guys, I don't think you understand what I'm talking about. We might see one of the largest PTAs of all time with Marty Supreme here this weekend, as I bring up a tweet I sent early this morning after looking at sales here in Los Angeles. Now remember, A24 has done a remarkable job at promoting this film. They have had a blimp fly all across Los Angeles for the past several weeks, okay? They have had spots. They've had pop-up stores. They've had free ping pong balls in the lobby at AMC 16. I now have 2. I really should have more because they give you one every time you go. I've been at least 10 times. I should have 10 of these. I only have 2. But look, these little things add up to what you're seeing on your screen right here. And this is a look at the sales as I go to the 70 millimeter tonight that went off at 7:30. There was no seats. Those are handicap spots. Those aren't even seats at the 70 millimeter 7:30 that went off about an hour ago. This is prime at 6:30. The screening after the one I saw tonight, and you can see virtually everything's gone except for the front row. You look at, this is the Grove, front row only for the 8 o'clock that just went off moments ago. And then you look at Century City, prime, same thing, front row. This is unheard of. This film has caught the zeitgeist at max level. No question. And that's really an accomplishment and a testament to what A24 did here. I've had my issues with A24. I'm sure I'll have more in the future. I need nothing from them ever. I don't care what they think about me. What I do means nothing to me. But I will always give credit where credit is due. And credit is due in a colossal way for A24 at building this to a crescendo ahead of its nationwide debut on Christmas Day. And when you get these numbers on Sunday, when we're back here on Midnight Movie Money, Sunday morning, about 9 o'clock here in LA, I will show you that this film had one of the biggest PTAs per theater averages ever in the history of cinema. And that shows you that people still want to go to the movies, man. You just got to give them a reason. And Chalamet clearly has acquitted himself as far as any discussion of, is this guy a movie star? If you're not a movie star, you don't see sales like you're seeing here this weekend for the platform release of Marty Supreme. Only on 6 screens, to my knowledge. 3 in LA, 3 in New York. That means you're filtering everyone through 6 theaters on multiple screens. Granted, right? It's not just on 6 screens. It's at Burbank AMC, at the Grove, and also at Century City here in LA. New York, I imagine Empire Center and whatever else is over there. I'm not as well versed on New York, obviously, because I'm here in LA. But you look at this film and you're talking about really a number that's going to blow your mind on Sunday because of this build. Let me tell you what else A24 did really well on this. They did not screen the hell out of it. Okay? What does that mean? That means they didn't give away a bunch of promo screenings for this. They didn't have it showing every day, early screenings, free screenings, all this stuff. What does that do? That drives demand because people are like, I can't get in. I want to see this film and I can't get a ticket. There are no options for me. And more studios need to use that blueprint when they go to promoting these films. What happens a lot is that they screen it too much. They give away a lot of seats for free. So how do you expect people in LA to go pay for it when it was free? The Flash, my God, Warner Brothers just destroyed that film from showing it to everybody for free. I'm not suggesting it would open to 100 million had they not, but my point is you just give a little. You do not give away the entire cow. Here's a little bit of milk. You know, more studios could learn from this in A24. Again, we've had our differences. We'll have plenty more in the future, but I am giving you praise because that's how I operate. I am objective. No one in this space, and I mean this, not a single person is better than us. That's why we're the gold standard. There is no one who's even silver. We are the gold fucking standard, and no one else comes even into the conversation. It's not even a contest. Don't even pretend it is. But I'm telling you right now that nobody is more objective and will tell you and turn on something that I absolutely hate and turn around the next time and say, I love it. Look no further than Yorgos Lanthimos after Poor Things to Kinds of Kindness and then to Begonia. You see, it's not always personal. Even if it is personal, I can turn it off. That's the mark of a professional. Which, of course, we are, because we're the gold standard. All right, guys. I'm going to get to a couple comments here, and then I'm going to get into my reaction for the Doomsday trailer, because I did get a chance to see that before Avatar. I did not see Avatar. I'm not going to see Avatar anytime soon. I have no interest. Why do I want to see Avatar? Explain to me why I want to sit in the theater for 3 hours and 15 minutes and watch the same movie I just saw in 2 and then also in 1. 2 is a rehash of 1. 3 is going to be a rehash of 2. What am I doing? I don't want to watch it. I have no interest. I wasn't the only person who walked in to Avatar, Fire and Ash, and then walked out. They wanted to see the previews. Couple things we're going to talk about here. And I'll get into comments. And then we'll get into all your comments. If I don't get to them right now, I'll get to as many Marty Supreme questions you have at the end of the stream. That way, if there's any spoilers, I can do it. But I want to be at the end. I don't want to be right now where you guys are watching. You're like, wait a second. I want to not have this spoiled. So I'm not going to do it right now. End of the stream, different story. People leave. Good. Then we can talk about it. Let's talk about the trailer reaction for this film, Avengers Doomsday. Because, look, you've heard that there are at least four different character trailers that are attached to Avatar over the coming weeks. The first one here tonight is all about Chris Evans. Captain's coming back because, like I told you back on Sunday, when you look at Disney, you look at Marvel, they know that they are on their ropes. You look at the success or lack of Fantastic Four, of Thunderbolts. These films are nowhere near where they used to be, even to a Thor Love and Thunder, even to an Ant-Man 3. These films are collapsing. People are over Marvel. So what do you do if people are over Marvel? Well, guess what? You throw a Hail Mary. And they are doing that with Avengers Doomsday. If you have any price tag in your mind as an actor that was previously in a Marvel film and Disney gives you a phone call and says, do you want to be back? You can throw out basically any number and Disney will pay it because they know that if Doomsday doesn't work, the entire Marvel brand is done, or at least like pointless to even make another film because you're talking about budgets that are $200 million. In a film that's making $400 million, you're losing money. You need to get these things back up. So you bring back Chris Evans. What does the trailer look like? It's not that exciting, let me tell you. You see a motorcycle pull into a driveway at a cabin out in the middle of nowhere. And then, of course, it's Evans, walks into the house, and then basically he's holding his baby. So we know that Captain America has a kid, and then wipe. And we get the Doomsday coming next Christmas, and it starts a countdown, and then it's over. Do you need to run out to see that? Hell no. No. There's no reason to run out to see the Doomsday trailer. There's nothing in this that warrants visiting the theater just to see this. The fact that we had Soups the other day doing a reaction to that, what I saw tonight, is even more proof that that dude is the most performative clown on planet Earth. So, let him do his clownish activities. But I'm telling you, man, not impressed, whatever. I mean, I get it. You're just building the hype, but you got to give me something more. Speaking of something more, you talk about a trailer that was big. You look at The Odyssey. If you go to see it in IMAX, if you go to see Fire and Ash in IMAX, you're going to get Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey trailer. And it's really, I don't know if it's the prologue, because I understand that was attached to the 70 millimeter. It is essentially the entire Trojan horse entry, okay? It's long. It's got to be like 5 minutes. That is probably worth your time if you want to see what The Odyssey looks like. Now, if you're going to ask me, what did I see for that Odyssey trailer / prologue, whatever it was, when you look at the Trojan horse? I'm telling you, I'm not blown away by what I see. I go back to Troy. I mean, honestly, it's been forever since I saw Troy. But here's the thing. Trojan horse in Odyssey, Nolan's version, in the dark, a lot of shit going on. You see Damon, who's pretty built upstairs and has really skinny legs. Not that I know anything about that, but right, it's funny. It's like Damon said, I'm just going to do like biceps and we're not going to do any leg work. I do leg work. Damon didn't. But here's the thing. You look at it, I'm not that blown away. It doesn't matter because we're all going to go see The Odyssey. It's Nolan. It's going to be IMAX. It's an event. Okay, I get it. But I'm just telling you, what I saw, it's fine. But I wasn't like, oh my God. So none of the trailers really tonight ahead of Avatar really blew me away. We're going to watch the Tom Cruise Warner Brothers one here in a minute. I have it ready to go. And then I want to talk about something Warner Brothers did here today that is big news. That's coming up here in a second. In fact, let's go ahead and do the trailer reaction for that Tom Cruise thing because I'm on it right now. It's called Digger, and it's Tom Cruise and what's his ass? Inarritu. Let's have a look here. I have not seen this yet. Let's go. It's a 60-second clip. Here's the Warner Brothers. Let's hope that this stays the way it is. Let's hope that Netflix doesn't get Warner Brothers. I have a lot to talk about that on Sunday. Let's just pray it doesn't happen because we don't need Netflix owning anything other than what they already own, a bunch of crappy IP. Here we go. 60 seconds. I have not seen this yet. This is not what I saw. They did not show this in front of Avatar, Fire and Ash tonight. Here we go. Obviously, get the cinematography. You know you're getting that from Inarritu. Love it. By the way, I wish that Tom Cruise had come out and said something about Netflix because he's such a theatrical champion, right? The OG theatrical champion here on MMT that I wish he had. But when I watch this, what is the first thing you think? I see Les Grossman, right? When you see him dancing around right here, you're like, hello, Les. Good to see you. So, listen, it's not much to go on. I just know that he signed that huge deal with Warner Brothers to put films in theaters because no one is bigger about theatrical than Tom Cruise. And for that, he'll always be one of the big-time studs here at MMT. Because of that, and we need more of that. Nolan, obviously, on the directorial front. You look at a Sean Baker, as much as I hate Nora, he's one of the big guns when it comes to theatrical. And I love anybody who takes a stance, right? Who says, I'm not going to do something because of what I believe in. Forget the money. Forget whatever it may bring me, my beliefs and my morals and my fortitude tell me that I'm not going to do this. And listen, we need more of that. We really do. Okay. Kind of like me saying I'm not going to see Avatar. You guys were like, oh, you're going to see it. Look at you. You're ripping on Avatar. I have not seen it. I'm not going to see it. I could have seen it tonight. I don't want to see it. I'm going to see it tomorrow. I'm going to see Housemaid before I see Avatar. I don't play around, guys. If I say something, I mean it. I'm not, dude, I don't care. I do not give a fuck about Avatar. It means nothing to me. Literally. Name a movie I'm more excited to see than that. None. Zero. And people are hammering it, by the way. Have you noticed? Someone said it has no plot. What? Dude, where were you? Even if you say it has a plot, it's the same plot we've seen a million times before. What are we doing? It's amazing to me how people are just like, think that's good. It's not. Avatar sucks ass. I don't want to see that shit. No interest. Not gonna. If you do, fine, go for it. I'm just telling you, I don't know why you're fucking excited. It is opening night. Let's check out sales real quick because I have not done that. I'm sure that the sales are good because there's a lot of McDonald's eating idiots out there. Sorry, man, it is. Fucking people eat Big Macs. Anyone who thinks Avatar is like great literally goes and eats a Big Mac and large fries. No discernment. But it's really cool looking. Okay, here it's man. All we got are the late screenings now. Let me see if I got one here. It's a 10:30. Looks pretty good. It's L.A. I mean, come on, Dolby 11:40. Damn, that's late. It's a 3-hour movie. Who the hell going to see Avatar at 11:40? That means it starts at like 12:10. You're not out of there until 3:30 in the morning. I'll be sound asleep. You couldn't pay me to see Avatar at 12 o'clock at night. I don't want to see it at 1 in the afternoon. No interest. But obviously, other people see it differently. There were a lot of people that walked in to watch the trailers and walked out. Not kidding you. There's at least 10 to 15 people. I was laughing my ass off. I wasn't the other one who came up with this idea. IMAX at Century City, pretty much full. Those seats in the front are terrible. You don't want to be there. I'm going to put this thing at 100 million this weekend. Because why not just take the century mark? But over the long haul, this has no shot at getting to 2 billion. Zero. Let me help you out with that. Zero shot to get 2 billion. If it gets to 2 billion, okay, so if you just clip that, let me just extend the thought. If this gets to 2 billion, Disney is laundering money. It's the only answer. The only possible answer. Yes, I'm going to see Housemaid before I see this. No question about it. It doesn't even look interesting. The constant news over the years when Cameron is supposed to release and push back burnt me. Well, first of all, we just did this, right? We did it 3 years ago. 2022, 2023? Was it 2 or 3? 3 years ago, right? Okay. 3 years is not long. It's better than a year, like Wicked. Way too short. But 3 years isn't long enough. It's not a long enough refractory period. The reason that Way of Water did well is because we had that long 2009 to 2023. Well, whatever. What's the math, guys? Help me out. 14 years. I don't, whatever. 14 years, something like that. Listen, I don't have my calculus. I have my abacus here. Here's the deal. When I look at this film, I say that people are burnt on Avatar. They don't care. I'm not the only one. There's no way I'm the only one. Sorry, coach. I'm sorry. But you know what I'm saying. Like, it's not fine cuisine. Okay? It just isn't. Tropic Thunder's so good, isn't it? So great. I mean, one of the best comedies, certainly of the 2000s. We don't see movies like that anymore. It's such a shame. Okay, I want to talk about this, and then we'll get some comments, because listen, we did most of the stuff I wanted to do tonight, and I'll have the Sunday night show with whatever else we didn't get to. Obviously, box office will be big. It'll be a big part of Sunday morning, also Sunday night, because we're going to talk about Avatar, and then we're going to talk about Marty Supreme killing it. Okay, this is exciting stuff, guys. I want to make sure that this gets in here tonight, because it just broke today. Listen to this. It looks like Warner Brothers is going to try to get a bunch of shit done before Netflix takes over. Let's pray it doesn't happen. Let's just say, because look here. Neon, 3 executives from Neon are going to Warner Brothers to launch a brand new kind of Miramax label, right? A Vantage. You guys remember that? Paramount Vantage. Warner Brothers had theirs. What the hell was it called? Remember that? They had their own kind of little unique cinephilic kind of thing. They're going after it again. They're bringing these 3 dudes over. Doesn't matter what their names are, because no one cares. But 3 of them are coming in to run this contemporary film label at Warner Brothers, focusing on smartly budgeted global theatrical releases. Think Longlegs. Even though we all know Longlegs really suffers from that supernatural twist. The film's great, and then all of a sudden you find out the doll does what? Possesses the what? Terrible. Okay, terrible. But the campaign, the marketing, they killed that. That film was very profitable. So that gets you on the radar of the big studios, and they know if you can bring a film in, let's say make a $10 million film, make $100 million, there's your profit. Okay? When you start with a $200 million film, your profit margin starts at like $500 million. When you get profitable at $10 million, your profit's at 25, 2.5. Okay? $25 million. Your profit's at 60-ish million, right? 62, whatever the hell the exact math is. So what I'm saying, there's an opportunity. Weapons is a great example of that, right? But under 40 million, and it's hugely profitable for Warner Brothers. So they're looking to do that. New cinematic voices. Well, listen, we have a script. So, hey, guys from Neon, if you want, it's not weird enough, but we're going to write one that's weird, okay? I promise you that. It's the next one out of the chute. So this is very exciting to see. This is that this is something that we need. We need more of this. We need more theatrical. Obviously, I don't give a shit about streaming. Fuck Netflix. Seriously. And that we'll talk about Sunday. I'll show you the pictures of them walking around the Warner Brothers lot. Look, it's the co-CEOs of Netflix walking around Warner Brothers. You know what? Just get the hell out of here. I wish I was there. I would have yelled at them. Oh, I would have absolutely cursed them out. I would have said, you guys are pieces of shit. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here, Weber. You can't be on the lot. Too bad. Kick me out. What are you going to do, throw me in jail? I would heckle the shit out of them. I've said this before. If I ever see Ted Sarandos at an event, I'm going to heckle him. Okay, no question. I'm not going to stop. It's not going to be good. That's why I can't be around. If I'm at the Oscars and I see Sarandos, I'm gonna be like, you suck. Your theatrical stance. You're a liar. Get out of here. They'll throw me out of there like one of those people who lose their shit, like an activist at an event. I'll be that guy. The other person I'm going to hammer, I've said this, I told Scott tonight over my Coors Light. You guys are making fun of the fact that I drink Coors Light. Fuck off, because let me tell you something. I grew up in Columbus, Ohio. I love a good, cheap, domestic beer. Miller Lite, Bud Light, Coors Light, Michelob Ultra. I don't want your IPAs. They taste like shit. They taste bad. Give me a Coors Light draft. And I was very happy drinking it. But what I told Menzel is that if I ever see Benny Safdie out and about, I'm going to tell him that his brother got all the talent because The Smashing Machine is a piece of shit film. I'm not going to, I can't, I'm not going to lie. I can't stop. I will not be able to stop myself. If I see Benny Safdie, I'm going to say it's a good thing you're an actor, or at least you have something to fall back on, because Smashing Machine's garbage. What a bad film. Oh, my God. At every level. Smashing Machine is one of the worst films of the year. I might even just out of spite for how miserable I was compared to where I was expecting to be for that film. That film's going to contend with 28 years later, certainly Mickey 17, directors who shit the bed in 2025. Benny Safdie, you look at Bong, and then, of course, 28 years later. Oh, my God, what happened? How did that movie even come about? What a disaster of a film. So that's going to be, because listen, guys, for good or bad, the authenticity you get out of me is what it is. I can't stop myself. If I see one of these directors, I am going to yell, scream, and be thrown out on the street because I'm not going to sit here and pretend it's good. I'm not going to pretend that what I just watched is not an abomination. Bong. What's his ass? Danny Boyle. You guys know, and here's the thing about Danny Boyle, right? I love Danny Boyle. I've only said that he's like one of my favorite, most underrated directors of all time, and then he gets 28 years later. Listen, I understand they've already screened the sequel, The Bonefish, whatever it's called. And I can tell you there's no way it's as good as you're hearing. Remember what I told you guys. The vast majority of film critics are crap, okay? Not just like not good, like garbage, okay? It's full of frauds, people without taste, people with no fortitude, people with agendas. We say it all the time, right? How many people in the space are so far fucking left? They go celebrate a mediocre at best film in one battle after another. But I love the message of anti-ICE. We love that. So therefore the movie's great. The fuck it is. The message has nothing to do with whether the film's good or not. The film is good or it's not. I don't care if the message is one of the most abhorrent things ever. Terrifier is borderline unwatchable from just a despicable level of violence. But it's very effective at what it does. You know, listen, I can admit that. That's the thing. These critics that are in the space, especially the New York chin-stroking losers, man, let me tell you, New York film critics across the board as a group are some of the biggest rejects of the entire planet. The fact you get together like the New York Film Critics Circle, you're talking about a group of critics that really should, instead of spending their money on advertising or whatever they do with their trust fund they get there from their, they get money, okay? They get money from the studios. They get money for their event. They need to save it all to splurge on hookers because that's the only way any of those ugly MFers will ever see a woman or man for that matter because they are some of the biggest rejects on planet Earth. Yes, New York film critics, I called you out because look in the mirror. You guys are a bunch of fucking losers. And that's the beauty of this is that we not only are the gold standard, we are also not New York film critic chin-stroking knobs. Okay? And name one, they're all the same. Bilge Iberi. That guy's a fraud. That's one. Help me out here. There's plenty more. Who's the bald guy? Jason someone rather. That guy's a miserable little hobbit. Get that guy out of here. They're all dude, they're so unremarkable and they celebrate a movie like One Battle because they're so far left. That's the only reason. Okay? I have never come out of an Angel Studios movie, me being a person who believes in God and saying this movie's great because it brings home faith. It's good or it's not. The faith-based element, yes, it's part of the film, but it's not the reason the film's good. But that's not how these people do this shit. These critics, they all have agendas. Bone Temple. I'm sorry, Sid. I was thinking of the Bonefish Grill. Richard Brody. Well, listen, Richard Brody's old school, but guess what? Go look at his films. He thought that Highest to Lowest was good, John. Did you see Highest to Lowest? Did you? Hold on. Let me find a scene from Highest to Lowest. I'm not kidding you. If there's one on YouTube, I'll show you. You want to see some shit? You want to see one of the worst films of the year? Highest to Lowest is one of, I'm telling you what. Hold on. I'm sure we have one. You can watch and I will sit here and pull it apart. Give me a second. Hold on. Here, okay, here it is. You guys ready? Here it is. Just watch this shit.
Hello.
Move to the back of the subway car. Go between the cars.
Between the car.
What I want you to pay attention to when I was watching Highest to Lowest is the schizophrenic amount of editing, and I guarantee it's a minute long. It's here. I only watched this movie once, and it was brutalizing. Highest to Lowest, one of the worst films of the year, easily. Again, another director who shit the bed in 2025, Spike Lee.
Take the backpack with you too.
Between the cars.
Yeah, because you deaf.
Hold on.
Part don't you understand?
Let's count the edits.
I'm moving.
Not fast. Hold on. It's going to get crazy. Give me a second.
He's leaving the subway car.
Okay, here we go. So as this is going on, we've got the Cuban, the Puerto Rican band playing their thing, and we're flashing. Right, this is what I'm talking about. We'll just watch.
Yeah, okay, I'm here. So, do I drop it now?
No. When I tell you.
Fucking awful,
Drop
this
the
movie.
backpack when I say.
Yeah, but
I'm getting close, man.
Where's Kyle?
Yo, drop the backpack first.
I want to see Kyle first.
What are we doing? What is happening? Look. Fucking horrible. Back to the band. Come on. Back to the band. Oh, damn it. Trust me, the next shot was the band. Highest to Lowest is horrible. You guys don't even know. If you've never seen this movie, well, here's two things I want you to pay attention to get you up to speed on how we evaluate films and how to be better at this. Okay. Number one, schizophrenic edits. I've never seen more shots of a given scene from different angles other than like something like The Gray Man, another horrible film. Speaking of The Gray Man, we haven't had an appearance from The Gray Man popcorn box in a while. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause, please, for this, because this is old school. This is old school MMT right here. I got this premiere for Gray Man, and one of the worst movies I've ever seen. The edits are out of control. And here it is tonight, everybody. Let's see. Hold on. There's. Thank you, everyone. I haven't been on television in so long. Sorry, streaming, whatever we're doing. Look, I'm the Gray Man popcorn box with Gosling and with Evans with his goofy mustache. Wait a second, that hits close to home. That hits a little too close to home. But no, seriously, Highest to Lowest. Here's you to pay attention. Schizophrenic edits, like, okay, and then also a score. What's happening? Like, where did the score come from? The score is one of the worst things I've ever heard, and it's dripping all over the film. And the fact that Brody, bringing it back to your boy Brody here, Brody thinks it's one of the best films of the year. What? Because, you know why? Because these critics, the New York critics especially, they love the filmography of the director, right? So if a director in the past has had a great film, then that means that this has to be good. Spike Lee did wonderful things in the past, therefore this has to be. First of all, we have seen how many directors as the age lose everything. Gladiator 2, unwatchable, bad fucking film. And then you look at Ferrari, Michael Mann loses it. Here, Spike Lee loses it. Typically, directors, listen, man, I say it all the time, when I get to be 80 and I'm doing this stream, and trust me, I'm no longer 20. If I'm 80 doing this stream, it ain't the same. It's going to be slower. It's going to be shittier. It's already bad. It's going to be worse. Okay. And that's what happens. They lose patience. They lose talent. They lose, that word depends. Listen, man, if you're sitting around on a set all day and you got to change your depends, you're not going to be as good as when you were 40 or 50, right? When you weren't wearing depends. At that very basic level, you understand what I'm talking about, right? If you have to change your diaper, that's not going to make you a good director. And that's the fact with Mann, with Scott, with Lee. They all have to go take care of themselves, and this is not good for cinema because we end up with Highest to Lowest, Gladiator 2, Ferrari. Who else was another director that was really old that really fucked up lately? They're just Danny Boyle. Danny Boyle's getting close to 70, and that's a terrible film. Listen, man, there's no room for error. Listen, 28 years later is watchable. I mean, I can't even believe that's in people's top 10 list. Do you understand that there are certain films we've talked about so many times here, guys? If you have a film like 28 years later in your top 5 films of 2025, it's over. It's done. Like, I can't listen to you say anything about anything, like, ever. I don't care what your opinion's about. It's done, okay? You look at Nora, unwatchable. Wow. Just wretched shit, okay? And you talk about these films that get praised by these people. Like Nora won a bunch of critics awards last year, right? Obviously won Best Picture, but the critics. I'm telling you guys, just because someone calls themselves a film critic does not mean they're good. You need to look at their work. You need to look at them over time. You cannot come in after 1 year, 6 months, a month for some of these kids. Literally, they come out of nowhere. Well, I'm going to call this the best movie ever made, like we saw with Hamnet, a movie that is Oscar bait porn. Okay, it is misery porn. It is not a great film. Definitely Chloe Zhao's worst film is Hamnet. Okay. And yet I'm being told by some 22-year-old kid that has no fucking idea how life works, and they're going to tell you this is the best film ever made because everyone's opinion is valid. No. You earn it over time. You prove yourself over time. If there's anything we have done over time, I've been doing this for 10 years, okay? I started in Boston. I've been doing this forever. I know, and listen, I've told you this before. When I started, I was not as good as I am now. It's like anything. You get better, man. You write that first screenplay, the second one should be better, the third one, because you're learning. As a director, you see maturation. You see people that are getting more talented here or there. They're growing here or there because they have now in their bag of tools, they have all of the things that you need. A lot of these kids don't have that stuff, but yet the worst thing that they have is overconfidence. Listen, I'm all about being confident. There's no one who's more confident than me, okay? Of course, I own that, but I also think I earn that. You have to prove it. You have to have the goods. And a lot of these kids don't have the goods, and they've been told they have the goods, and that's where in society we get into trouble. On Sunday night, guess what the story is going to be for me? It's going to be all about that DEI study of how white kids were buried starting about 2014. Honest to God, that's my lead. It's not movies. You know why it's my lead on Sunday night? Because that story is everything that has gone wrong in Hollywood, everything that's gone wrong in the world, is the fact that we have people in positions of power who are not hiring for skill, not hiring for the best. We are hiring to check a fucking box. Let me tell you something. No one is better or worse because of the color of their skin. And if you're going to say someone's better because their skin is of a slightly darker or lighter shade, you're not doing it right. You select the person who has the goods, the person who's the best, the person who has earned it. You do not give it to someone because, they had a sob story. They grew up in a bad neighborhood. Who gives a fuck? Are you good or are you not? Because if you're not good, I don't care what your backstory was. If you are good, I don't care what your backstory is. You're good or you're not. I do not saddle on all this extra shit, race, religion, sex, sexuality. It means nothing. And in the fact that we value that at any level in society is garbage. And I'm glad that we're finally calling that. And by the way, I would say that if I weren't a white dude. And I hope you like what you see on MMT, not because I'm a white dude, but because you like what's being said. I don't even understand the mentality of, this is good because it is representation. I can't stand that, man. If you're one of those people, you need to look in the mirror and say to yourself, what the fuck am I doing? Seriously, stop. Look at yourself and say, what am I doing? This is good because of representation. No, it's not. It's good because it's good. That's it. If it is representation, awesome. Sinners is not a good film. But why do you think it's being included in every conversation for Best Picture? You know damn well why. You know why. I don't need to tell you why. And that is not how you do it. I will never do it. Sinners is going to be our worst films of the year. It's bad. Screenplay, bad. bad. Man, if that's, is it even up for screenplay? Does anybody have Sinners in screenplay? What a shit show. I love Ryan Coogler from a directorial standpoint. Go back to Fruitvale Station. By the way, I didn't love that film because of representation. I didn't love it because of a social justice cause. I thought it was a good film. But back to our New York film critics. They would love it because of those other reasons. Because they're warped. They're broken. Like, you're broken. Just quickly on the whole, the whole Brown situation. Speaking of that. Because whatever. I'll do what I want. It's my fucking channel. The Brown situation. Imagine, I've always said this, but words are violence. Fuck off. Words are not violence. I don't care if you're on the left or the right. Whatever you say is not violence, short of you saying, well, I'm going to go out and cause violence. The fact that we have people in this world, in society, that are like, well, someone's saying something I don't like, therefore we need to have them silenced. Go back to Charlie Kirk. I've said it a million times. I don't care if you don't like what Charlie Kirk had to say. The fact that you think it's okay to cheer the fact that he was gunned down, you think that's okay? You think that's okay? You're the one, dude, you're the one who's fucked thinking that way. And guess what? The New York film critics are the. Did any of them speak on that? No. Did anyone say anything? Oh, I'm sorry. Our boy Strange Harbor's the biggest loser. King fucking loser himself had the tweet as a father himself. Oh, I'm not going to cry for Charlie Kirk. Remember that? I dragged him on it. He went private. You're still a bitch. You're still a fucking bitch, dude. People say whatever they want about me. At the end of the day, I'm a force of good. I'm a force of the right side of history. Always. I know that. You, on the other hand, disastrous. As a father celebrating the assassination of somebody who was a father, nice humanity. No surprise. I already knew you were a loser, but you just proved it. Imagine, I already knew you were a loser, but now you've doubled down on your loserdom. And you've proven, without a shadow of a doubt, that not only you're a loser, you're soulless. Like, no humanity. Have some humanity, man. Oh, listen, Sadvik, this is a great point, and I'm 100% with you. I am 100% with you. Trump, out of control. What he said about Rob Reiner crossed a line. That was, I can't even believe what I heard when I heard that soundbite. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I was like, dude, listen, I have said positive things about Trump, and I've said negative things, and right now I'm going to drag that motherfucker. Trump, the worst thing that Trump has ever done is never have the ability to hold yourself back from time to time. He has no self-edit. Going back to what we talked about from the beginning of Marty Supreme here tonight, when you look at Josh Safdie. Now, I'm not comparing Safdie to Trump, but think about this. It's about self-editing still at the end of the day. If Josh Safdie had self-edited himself in this film, it'd be better. If Trump would just shut his fucking mouth once in a while. Let me see if I can find the actual soundbite. I couldn't even believe it. Even if you don't agree. Like I said, listen, let me tell you something. As much as I drag Strange Harbors, Zach Pope, whoever else you want to name here on this channel, if one of them were gunned down, if one of them were murdered in their bed, I would not be on here going, hell yeah, baby. He's bad news. That guy was bad. I just said he's bad, but I'm not saying we should go eliminate these people. I'm just saying you're a piece of garbage. Do you see the difference? There's a difference. Do we have the soundbite? Hold on. I got Rob Reiner. I'm looking here on X. Give me a second. I know I heard it. The quote is essentially like, this guy was bad for the country. This guy, which was just too much. So yes, Sadvik, I know. Listen, here's the thing is, I know that often it sounds like I'm dragging the left all the time. I'm not going to lie. The left does more shit that pisses me off than the right. No question about it. But the right bugs the hell out of me too. Right? Anybody who's, right, you look at all these accounts on X that are all grouped together. The Ian Chong and the, who else? There's a bit, Libs of TikTok. All these people, right? That's like the big one. But you look at all Gunther Eagleman, all these people, they're all just like literally glazing each other. They work like as a group, and it's kind of like this whole faction and this whole kind of like tribal bullshit. I hate tribal bullshit. I don't want to be part of any group. I want to be a mercenary. I don't want to be I want to be a lone wolf, baby. Watch out, now I'm on the FBI's radar. No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want any part of being like, I've got to say this because my group says this. No chance. I still can't find the quote. I've got all this other shit, but I got nothing from, I mean, it's in here somewhere. But wouldn't that be, Reiner, hold on, let me see if I can get it. Let me see if it's putting quote. Here we go. Let's see. I got to tell you that X's thing sucks. Okay, here, I'll just read the actual thing. A very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling but once very talented movie director and comedy star, passed away together with his wife, reportedly due to anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome, sometimes referred to as TDS. I mean, it's just not the time for that. You know what I mean? Like, just humanity. Listen, even if he hates him, I would just say we've had our differences. And I definitely never saw eye to eye with Rob Reiner. But what happened was an absolute tragedy, and I don't wish that upon anyone. Stop talking. That's it. That's what I'd say about any of the people I just dragged tonight. All the critics in New York who I think are garbage. I would, if something happened to them, I would not be on here going, yeah. I'd be like, you know what? I didn't agree with any of them. I think they never were very good. But I don't wish that upon anybody. Right? How hard is that? Why is that so hard for some people to not like see humanity? At the end of the day, listen, dude, at the end of the day, none of us got to pick who we are. We were just, God knows how, through Soul, Pixar, one of Pixar's best films. Certainly recently. But right, our soul was thrust into a body, and here you are, go do it. I have no answers. We'll know sooner or later, whatever the real, full picture of where we are. I still believe we're in a realm. It's not a world. It's a world, but it's a realm. I'm just going to tell you guys, I've done enough work on this. I've done enough research and looked into a lot of different stuff. I am 100% certain we do not live where we say we live. As far as, remember, like I said, we live in the village. I've said this 100 times, and here's 101. We live in the village. M. Night Shyamalan's The Village. Okay? I'm 100% certain of it. Can't prove it, but I know I'm right. What does that mean? If you've never seen The Village, they believe they are stuck in one area. They cannot go anywhere else. And they realize, at the end, well, maybe it's a lot bigger that's where we are. Wherever we are is much bigger than we've been told. No question. None. Zero. I'm right. Remember, I don't even care about a super chat. I don't care about anything. Here's what I want you to do. When we move on to the next level, I want you to find me. Just ask around. They'll be like, where's the loudmouth? When you find me, I want you to come up and say, God, you were right, Weber. You were right. You weren't exactly right, but you were closer than anybody else. You didn't believe all the bullshit. You were on to something. Exactly. Johnny, I know, John, right. Yes. I mean, well, listen. Okay, so just quickly to that, because why not? Because we're here now. This is going to be quick. I'm not going to go forever on this. I just want to show you guys something. So for those of you who've never seen this, here's what I want to tell you. As I show you this, I'm going to show you something, and I just want you to listen to me. You know what? You don't have to say I'm right or wrong. I just want you to listen. Okay? Here I go. Let me pop it up. Here we go. Untitled Project. Give me 1 second. Now, look what's right there. Look what's right there. Okay, so for those you've never seen, let me just spin it around. So here's the Earth. Let me manipulate it with my hand. Spin. Okay, Argentina. Get rid of the clouds. Okay, go down. We're at Argentina. Okay, we're here, Antarctica. Now, right now, you're just saying whatever. That's in between Antarctica. Let me spin. What do you see right there? What do you see in your look in the middle of the screen? What do you see? Just quickly, without you just see. What do you see? A gigantic dragon head. It's not. What's it called? Where you look at clouds and you see things. There's a gigantic dragon head in between Argentina and Antarctica. When you look at, now listen, I'm going to tell you something. Google Earth could be fucking with us. Seriously. Have you been up above this? Have any of you who's watching right now, have you ever been up above and looked down at an arc? No, of course you haven't. I haven't either. I'm just going by what Google Earth is showing me. And if Google Earth's image is right, that is 1,000% a dragon head. Dudes, let me show you. Let me zoom in. So first of all, I'm gonna. You're gonna be like, yeah, he's 100% right. I know it's crazy, and you're gonna be like, this guy's nuts. But then you'll be like, yeah, he's right. Right here's the eye. The eye is covered by ice. Do you see the eye? The eye is right here. Let me zoom. That's the eye. That's the tear duct. Now watch. The other side is because you have to have symmetry. The eye's over here. It's covered by ice. That's why you don't see it. Okay. You see how this is kind of blurred by Google Maps? All of this is blurred and kind of messed up because the other eye's on the other side. Now, this right here is a nostril. Now listen to me. The other nostril's right here covered by ice. Now, how do I know that's a nostril? Okay. Watch. And how do I know how do I know that it might be still alive? Look, what is coming? What do you see on the seafloor? What do you see on the seafloor coming like this? Angles. That's air being blown out. That would cause the ruts in the sand. Okay. There is the snout. These are active volcanoes across the nose. Yes, they are. Okay. Active volcanoes, and you can see it drops. This distance is huge, this drop. So to give you some idea how big this motherfucker was, if it was real, look, the head would be, I think I did the math on the head. Didn't we do this before? It's like, hold on, let me see if I can get it. Give me a second. Here it is. Let me go. I'll do this, and I'll put it over here. Okay, so right there, across the head is, let me see the number. What's the number? 1,100 kilometers across the head. 1,100 kilometers across the head, okay? So what's 1,100 kilometers? Like 500 miles? How many, right? Something like that, 400 miles? I don't know. I don't have the thing. Does it have miles? Hold on, give me a second. Let's change the miles. Does it have miles? Give me a second. Here's inches. Miles. Here we go. Never mind. My bad. 700. Listen, I never said I was a scientist. 700 miles across. Okay. So I'll go from the top of the head. Let me just, hold on. Let me just say done. Okay. Let me go back. Give me a second. Let me remeasure. Okay. I'll add here and I'll go to the top. Okay. That is now 1,000 miles in the whole length of the head. 1,000 miles. Okay. So 1,000 miles here. And then across the nose is going to be like another, like, what about 500 miles? So miles. Okay. Now again, look, do you guys see the air? Do you see the ruts? You guys see the ruts? Okay. So that's because it's breathing. That's the only thing that makes any sense. Why is because look, what would happen if there was sand right here and I go, what would happen? You're going to get ruts. You're going to get, in the sand, you're going to have marks from the air. The air's right here too. You guys see? It's coming out the side. And the only reason you can't see it here is because it's blocked off. It's like iced over. Well, I'm just saying, dudes, it's right there. Why are there volcanoes? Why are there volcanoes across the nose? You know, in every culture, we're told that dragons are part of culture. Chinese culture, Welsh, right? On the Welsh flag, there is a dragon. One of my kits is from there, right? From Wales. And it's a dragon kit. I think I've worn it here. I'll dig it up for the next time. It's got the dragon seal. By the way, tonight's kit is for Marty Supreme. It's orange. It is Ipswich Town. And by the way, yes, I do have my patches on there. Do you think I mess around? The patches are right there. I don't wear kits without patches. What does that mean? That means the actual league patch the players wear. This is a player kit. I don't play around with the fakes. These are real it's my hobby. Let me have a hobby, okay? No, I do not have a kid. But look, so I'm just telling you guys that why are there active volcanoes across the nose? I'm open. If you're on X right now, I cannot see you. You need to go to YouTube and look for Midnight Movie Talk. You'll find us live. And I want you to come in with a comment and tell me why, because I have a shit ton of people watching on X right now. Like a lot. Hold on, let me get a number. I can tell you the number. I can look right now. We can look together. You guys want to see how many we have right now? 600 people plus. That's, for us, that might be a record. 600 people plus. I'll show you right now. So for the 600 of you, let me zoom in. For the 600 of you that are watching now, 635. Do you guys see that right there? For the 635 that are watching right now, if you want to comment, you need to go to Midnight Movie Talk on YouTube, and that's where you find all the streams in the past, and you can comment live. I cannot see your stuff on X. I can't see it. So you need to go there. No, no, look, hold on, check this out. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to zoom out, and I'm going to show you guys that the whole neck goes here. Now, listen, there's a guy that I watch on YouTube called Roger from Mud Fossil. Look him up. He's great. Okay. Let's see if I can find him. Give me a second. Wait a second. Mud Fossil YouTube. Okay, hold on. I'll find him. Mud Fossil University. Here it is. Let me show him to you. You guys need to follow this guy. This guy's amazing. Mud Fossil University. Okay. So he is convinced that the entire Earth is essentially a corpse of giants, dragons. Okay. And he shows you stuff like this. This I kind of found, I don't know if I know Roger's talked about this, but okay. So just quickly. So here's what I'm going to tell you. So remember I told you this dragon. He says that all of this is part of a neck. Like if you look at the anatomy, that this looks like, you can see a neck going back, right? So all that ice is a neck. Why do you think we can't go to Antarctica? And better yet, here's the better question. If this thing's still breathing, then now, okay, just hold, let me explain this to you. What are we told all the time? We're told about global warming. Okay, now I know I'm going to blow your mind right now, but think about something. Global warming. If things get warm, things thaw. Therefore, global warming could be way worse than what you thought because of what I'm showing you. Now, hear this too. In case you didn't know, reptiles go through something called brumation. Okay? Brumation is like hibernation, but for reptiles. When it gets cold, they go dormant. So, isn't it fortuitous that this thing, this gigantic 1,000-mile head underneath the water, is in the cold water, where it could be hypothetically going through brumation? Does that make sense? Joseph, I'm just telling you. But here's the thing, right? I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying what I'm telling you, you can't dismiss. You're looking at it, you're like, you know what? Even though it's crazy, I see what he's saying. Right? It's different. If I came out here and said, like, there's an alien here next to me right now, and I'm talking to him, you go like, this guy's fucking nuts. What are you talking about? But I'm showing you something based on satellite imagery that is clearly what I'm telling you. You can't miss it. Like, you just can't miss what I'm talking about. It's like, dudes, it's right in front of you. Get rid of this. And that's an eye. This is an eye right here. Okay, look, I'm going to zoom in so you can really see. So there's the whole head, like a snake/lizard. Into the eye. This is the eye right here. Eye here. Let me zoom out. Nostril here. No, like a crocodile head. Do you see the eye? Right here. It goes like, let me see. Can you see my cursor? Let me see if I can draw a line around it. Give me a second. Here, ready? Here's the eye. Let me add it. Okay, I'm gonna do a whole thing around the eye. Okay, right there is the eye. Okay, now that's good, actually. Do you guys see that now? That's the eye. Right there. Okay? So therefore, the other eye's over here on the other side. Now, let me get rid of this. Give me a second. Let me get rid of this. No, I don't want data layers. Good Lord, what is all this shit? God, it's crazy. Okay, hold on. Let me get rid of it. I keep hitting the wrong thing. My bad, guys. Okay, let me clear it. Okay, now this is the nostril right here. Ready? Let me clear it. Give me a second. Nope, I keep hitting the wrong. I don't know how to use this shit. Okay, here it is. Ready? Here's the nostril right here. That's the nostril right there. Does that make sense to you now? Okay. Well, I mean, there's that too. Listen, I don't know, dudes. I'm just saying, you guys wanted to see it. I just like talking about it 'cause it's nuts. Because you know what's funny is, if what I'm saying is true, what matters? Like, honestly, God, think about whatever in your life, like, you think is a big deal. If I just talked about what this is, you'd be like, I don't think that bill's all that big a deal. You know, I just don't think whatever I need, it's just not that important. I think that that's the truth. If you go through life thinking that way, you'll be better off. All right, let's do the comment blast closeout, and then we're out of here. I'm over an hour. It's too much. It's too much me, and I'm burnt. Let's see. Here we go. Is this it? Yes, I've got it. Let me find tonight's tune off the top, and we'll go back. I'll get to any questions you have about... hold on. There we go. Okay, here we go. I'll get to any questions you have about Marty Supreme if you want to do them right now. I'll get to as many as possible. I'm flying solo tonight, so that means I'm the only one pushing the buttons, so I'll do my best. Oh, you know what I'll do here? I'll add them to the stage. I should have had these up the entire time. That's my fault. I forgot to do that tonight. Now they're up there. I can see them. But I can see them here, too. It's just you can see them on the screen. That's my bad. I didn't do that. Aliens be better off without passing. I'm not kidding you. If you ask me what one of my favorite songs of all time is, this is it. And when you see Marty Supreme, it's the closing song. I mean, I'm not giving away the movie, but you'll be like, oh. And as soon as I heard it, I go, oh, no, you're not doing this to me. So I'm not going to lie. Odessa's really good, Johnny. I didn't talk about that. All the performances are great. I think Mr. Wonderful is very good. Across the board, Marty Supreme's not going to disappoint you. You're just going to see some of the flaws. But I think, right, like all the best films that we talk about, the highs outweigh the lows. I just wish that it was a tighter, more restrained from a screenplay perspective. Not restrained like crazy, because I don't think I even mind that. But disciplined, right? If you're disciplined, you are very measured. You're very, right? You're not going to get out of control. I'm not disciplined on the stream. Listen, can I just say this? I am 1,000% undisciplined on the stream. Like, Johnny's like, go do MMT Gets Freaky, and I start talking about the dragon. That's not discipline. If I was disciplined, I'm like, the show's over. I've got this. I don't really have any agenda. I just come on here and just start talking shit with my Emmy. You know what I'm saying? Real Emmy, guys. I like to show this to the New York critics so they understand who they're dealing with. The man, the myth, the legend, baby. The gold standard. I think this is pure gold. It's definitely not. But I'm going to pretend it is. This is the gold standard trophy. Also an Emmy. Thank you very much here tonight. But it always sits right... I'd like to have it right here now just to remind the haters that the man, the myth, the legend is on the mic here. Mad World. Oh, you know what's funny? There's 2 Tears for Fears songs in this. There's Change off the top. So my bad. I was going to leave with that, but this is one of my favorite songs of all time, and I've never played it on this channel. So I figured, how perfect is this? It's the movie. It's the song. There's a lot of... Mega Swipe, it's one of the best songs of all time. It really is. You know what's funny is I've probably heard this song probably 1,000 times in my life, maybe more. I never get tired of it. By the way, it was also used in Real Genius. And The Last Despicable Me. If you put this in your film, there's a good chance I'll like it. But no, listen, even without this song, this is still a good film. I like Marty Supreme a lot. You're going to love it a lot. You know what, Coach? It's not for sale. I'm not selling. You probably could buy one on eBay, but look, my name is on here. Can you guys see that? It's on there. Look, see the engravement? Trust me, it says Erick Weber with a bunch of other people. But it says... Do you see it? Do you see it? Thank you. So this is not like I didn't buy this off of eBay. It's pretty... You know what you're asking me? How heavy is it? It's not... listen, it probably weighs... If I were to do like... This isn't enough for dumbbell curls. It could be good for lateral raises for like an ISO kind of thing. It's probably about like 4 pounds. That's my guess from me going to the gym and whatnot. But yeah, this is that's real. That's the real deal. It'll stay there. It's also dusty. Good Lord. It looks like it's getting kind of gross. I need to put some like gold cleaner or whatever the plastic shit that this is made of. I need to clean it up. Let's see. Other comments here tonight. I'll get to as many as possible. By the way, again, if you want to ever comment on the channel, you need to go to YouTube and look for Midnight Movie Talk and find us there. No one does it like us. I mean, where else do you get an ace review of Marty Supreme, trailers, film news, and then a gigantic Leviathan in the very South Pacific? Come on, man. Nowhere. Nobody has that. That's the thing is, right? The other reason I love Marty Supreme is he's kind of like manicky and crazy like me. So I go, oh, I understand this character. he also super arrogant and super confident. And I go, I like this because it's like a version of what we do here. Dude, it is what it is, man. Listen, I'll watch Disclosure. I'll watch Disclosure Day trailer on Sunday. I started to, it was in the theater and I walked out because I didn't want to see it. I'm going to do a live reaction to that trailer on Sunday in addition to Hokum, I want to say, the horror film someone we watch, and some other stuff. We'll also have the evaluation for The Handmaid, whatever it's called, The Housemaid. I'm not seeing Avatar. Don't ask me. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to see it tomorrow. I'm not watching Avatar. I'm not. I'll see it over Christmas if I'm really bored. I have no interest in seeing Avatar 3. None. Last time I saw Avatar, remember I saw Avatar 2, and I did a 3-hour stream for how long that movie was. I cannot do, if I go see Avatar, I feel like I have to do another 3-hour stream. I could do it. I just don't want to. I'll just destroy Avatar for 3 hours. It's not worth it. You know, but there's a lot of people who finally have figured out that Avatar sucks or just is so overrated, right? So I've been there for a long time. When I was watching Way of Water, I'm like, just get me the hell out of this theater, please. Oh, yeah, I know. Trump did that when he was cancer. Trump says some dumb fucking shit, man. And he still pisses me off because of now I have to pay my fee. Did I tell you guys I just ordered a brand new French kit, right? So I'll talk about this on Sunday. I just ordered from Toulouse, France. It's badass. It's so perfect for this stream. It's purple and black. Well, guess what? I ordered the kit. It's already over $100. And I just got a memo from the delivery service. They're like, you need to pay us $50 in tariff fees for the jersey. I'm like, oh, you fucking kidding me? So I owe $50 in addition to the $100. This kit's going to cost me like $175 again. Remember the one from Brazil I got, Flamingo? $200 kit. Like, I can't order anything from overseas anymore because of Trump's fucking tariff. So fuck you, Trump. So see, I can do both ways. See how it's real world here? I have real world experience. Trump's tariffs hurting the everyday streamer. Is there someone who wants to write an article about that? Erick Weber buys his kits overseas and had to pay as much as 50% of a surplus fee for getting them from France and Brazil. Dude, wait till you guys... Hold on, let me see if I can find the kit. I'm going to show you guys. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. It's really cool. It's coming like next week, I guess. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I think I got a picture here. So you guys can see it early. Here it is. Check it out. Here it is. Hold on. This is the kit that's coming in the mail that I'm paying a $50 fee for. Hold on. Here it is. Ready? It's right here. See that? See, look. It's purple. Okay, and it's got this like iridescent thing going on. They play in League One, so it's got the League One patch. I had to get that. But look, you see it? It's purple. Look, dudes, this is like, is this not like the perfect MMT kit? That's why when I saw it, it sold out in like a day. I luckily got it, but because it's from France, I had to pay 50 extra fucking dollars to get this thing. So this thing cost me a fortune. So when you see it, please come in and say good things about this kit whenever I decide to wear it, probably in the new year. But this is what happens to me now. I order these things and I pay more money than I ever expected. But listen, you have to have a hobby in this world. This is my hobby, okay? So my hobby is going to movies and shooting the shit about them afterwards, and then collecting football kits and Emmys. I only have one. I'd like to have more than one. That's it. The song's over. That means we're done. You guys know when the song's over, I'm done. The show's over. I'll see you back here on Sunday for the box office show. Remind you that it's going to be at 9 o'clock in the morning here in Los Angeles. I'll have that. We'll have Marty Supreme. Really great numbers. Guaranteed they're going to be massive. And then you look at Avatar that's going to come under what people think, but it still should be in good shape because it has the Christmas corridor, the busiest 2 weeks, the movie-going calendar, all at one time. Everyone's off and they're going to the movies, so Avatar will benefit from that without question. Thanks for being here on this Sunday night, and I'm sorry, Thursday night. I'll see you back here on Sunday. Peace out, live from LA. Enjoy the rest of your time, and always be curious.